Good morning, girls. In the last session of J2EE, we learned about how to do the connection with Oracle database, right? Uh, we completed all the steps required for the connectivity with Oracle. Now, in today's session, we will cover the connection with Access database. We will follow the same steps. The steps included for Oracle connectivity are: number one, to create a database and table. In the second step, we did DSN creation, and in the third step, we did the coding for the connectivity. The same steps we will follow for Access database also. So let us begin with the creation of database. For that, open your Access database. Okay, here the version is 2007. Keep in mind, create one blank database, right? Here I have already created my database with the db2 name. Here you can see the extension of this database. The extension is mdb. Keep this thing in your mind. If you are going through the latest version of Microsoft Access, then you will have an extension of database is ACCDB. And if you are using the lower version, then you will get the extension mdb, sorry, right? What if you are using the advanced version? Then you can create your database and save it with older version, right? As I am also using the latest version of Access database, still I can save my database in older version. Okay, here you can create one blank database, but instead of that I will open my existing database. Fine. Here I have already created with the name db2f. J2EE is the name of my folder, and create one table in it, as we have already done these things in our first unit. So here I am not repeating the same things, right? Here you can see that some records are already available in this table. Okay, the last record is stored with the number 100. Now step number 2. In second step, we'll create a DSN by clicking on Control Panel, System and Security, Administrative Tools, go to ODBC. Go to the second tab, System DSN, and create your own DSN for Access database, right? For that we will click on Add button. This will show you the list of all the drivers available, right? Here we will choose Microsoft Access driver star.mdb for Access connection. Click on Finish and provide the required information, that is the source name, my DSN. Here I am giving my DSN 32, as I have already created the DSN with name my DSN. Okay, no need to give any description, and select your database by clicking on Select button. Now go to F drive. Here I have created my folder in F drive, that's why I am choosing F. And whatever drive you create your database, you go with that drive only, right? Subfolder is J2EE. and all the MDBs will be displayed in this list. Here you can see DB2 is listed. Select this one and click on OK. You can see the path over here, right? This is a path for our database app J2EE and db2.mdb. That's it. Click on OK button. Close this window, close this one and this one also. Next, what is our next task? To open NetBeans IDE. And create your own project. As I have already created the project, so I'm going to open it. Open project. Okay, and my example is stored with the name prg_20. Open it. It is already open. Okay, expand the folder, web pages. Here you can see the index.html. Let us begin with this page. Here you will also come to know that how we can create more than one HTML and how we can use that HTML page with our servlets, right? Here I took one table and created 3 rows. First, in the first row I have given one hyperlink for the next page delete.html, right? Then in the second row I have provided one text box for entering an employee number, and in the third row I have provided one text box for entering employee name. At the end of this page I placed one submit button also, right, with the value add. Then in the form tag I have set the action demo and method is get. That's it. This is the coding of our first page, that is index.html coding, right? I repeat, in the first row I have provided one link for deleting a record. Okay, then in the second row the text box is there with name txtno, and in the third row again I have placed one text box with name txtnm, which will accept the employee's name. One button is there with the value add. Okay, and when you click on the submit button the action will be fired. Which action will be fired? The servlet with name demo will be executed. Let us see this page demo. Okay, here it is, demo.java. This is our simple servlet. By right clicking on source package you can create your servlet and provide the deployment information for your deployment descriptor file, that is for web XML file. Okay, so here it is, the file is demo.java. Let us see the coding. As I told you in the previous practical that we have to include 4 packages in connectivity related programs. Why is it so? Because we need java.sql package for the connectivity programs, right? Till now we included just 3 packages, but from the last one we started including java.sql as well, because all the connectivity related interfaces and classes are available in this package only. So we must include this package. Okay, then do get method is defined. In the do get method, we will set the content type of HTML, and we will create a one object of type print writer. Okay, then you can see that I have created one object of statement type st and one result set. One object of result set is also taken. Here this program is little bit different than the previous one. There we have done the connectivity with Oracle, and here we have done the connectivity with Access. This is the first difference. Then in the previous program we use prepare statement class. Instead of that, here I have taken statement class. The third thing is, in the previous program we have just inserted the record in Oracle database. In this program we have inserted the record as well as we are going to display all the records. Okay, so these are the main difference between the previous one and this one. Now here you can see the usage of get parameter method. What we can do with this method, we can get the value whatever we enter in our text box through our index.html page, right? There we have inserted one text box with name txtno. Whatever value you will enter over here, that we will get in our servlet through this method, right? Get parameter txtnm and get parameter text name. The value entered in txtno will be converted into integer value and will be stored into the variable name no. Okay, and the value whatever you enter in txtnm text box, it is in string format, so no need to convert it into integer value. Through the get parameter method we will get this value in the variable nm. Fine. Now the next step is do the registration through the for name method. Here you can see the driver name type 1, right? That we can use for practical purpose. Now to provide the URL for dealing with the database, we need get connection method, one object of connection type, here con. Okay, driver manager get connection JDBC ODBC my DSN. Here no need to provide a username and password because we are dealing with Access database, right? So now string s equals to insert into TBL1. Values are again question mark. Oh, I have to do one correction. There no need to use a statement class, right? That we will use for fetching the records only. But if you want to insert a record, that we will do with the help of prepare statement only. Okay, as we have done in the Oracle program, same thing we will do over here. We will use set integer method for first question mark, as this value is numeric value. Okay, and the index for this question mark is 1, and we want to pass the value whatever we enter in our first text box txtno. Okay, that will ultimately come over here, and this value will go in TBL1. The second question mark is for name field, which is already available in the variable nm. The index number of this question mark is 2. With the help of set string method, we will pass the value for the second field. Now this is a query of insert type, so we will use the execute update method, pst.execute update. This will execute the query insert into TBL1, right? And this will insert one record in our table. Okay, now next code is for viewing records from the table. Right, here we will use the statement class, connection.create statement, and st.execute query. As we all know, if we want to access the record from table, we can use this method, execute query. Here we have to pass the query as a parameter, select star from TBL1. Okay, we will print all the records one by one through the help of while loop and rs.next. Record set is a class which will provide us the next method for iteration. Right, this will move the pointer from first record to second, second to third. Right, the first value is our integer value, so to get the value we will use the get integer method, and the index number is 1. The second value is varchar value, so we will use get string method for that. Index is 2. Then during the second iteration, the pointer will move on the next record, and this method will return true if the record exists. Right, and then while loop once again execute and print the employee number and name. Fine. In this way the while loops keep on iterating, and at the end when the next method will return nothing, means this will return false, then we will come out from the while loop. Okay, this is the coding to insert a record in TBL1 and to display all the records of that table in the same page. Let us execute this program. Then in the second part we will see the coding of delete. Here you can see whatever we have done in our index.html page. First we provided the delete link, here you can see, right? Then text box for employee number, okay, 101. The name of employee is, I am entering Krishna, and click on add button. As you can see, all the list of employees are listed in our page demo, right? And the last one is inserted recently. Okay, 101 and Krishna. So this is all about how to insert and display the records from our table. Now next thing we want to do is we want to delete a particular row from this table, right? Particular record from this table, right? For example, here I want to delete 101 or 100. So we have to do coding for deleting a record. For that we will create one delete page. Open your NetBeans IDE, go to project and go to web.inf folder, web pages. Create one more HTML page with name delete.html. okay, we will create one page with name delete is already created, so here I am creating delete 1 and click on finish. Okay, expand the project folder. You can see here delete1.html is created. Okay, and we will get some default code over here. You can change this code as per your wish. Okay, what we want to do is we want to just delete a record through this page. I have given a link of this page in my first page, demo.java, right? Here I have not done anything except this 4 lines, right? Here I have set the action delete demo. What is this? Yes, this is a servlet name. Okay, delete demo. We will create a servlet page with this same name. Now we will provide one text box for entering a number, the number which we want to delete from table, right? So here txtno is a name given to this text box, and we need one submit button also. We'll provide the value delete record on it. Let us go back to our HTML page. Okay, go back. Here you can see. Now click on delete like this. We have provided one text box, okay, and then provided one button as well, delete record. When we click on this button, we will execute this page, delete demo. So our next thing is to create a servlet with this name, delete demo. Go to project folder, right click on source package, click on new and create one servlet with name delete demo. As I have already created the servlet with name delete demo, so here I am taking delete demo 1, click on next and select this checkbox to add all the information in your web.xml page. Okay, URL pattern for this page is /delete demo 1, servlet name is delete demo 1 and the class name is delete demo 1. Everything is same. Click on finish. Here we got the default coding, right? You can do some changes in this existing code as I have already done here. Again we need import java.sql package. SQL package is required. Why is it so? Why this package is required? As I told you previously, that all the interfaces and classes related to connectivity are defined in this package, and other 3 packages are also required: java.io, javax.servlet and javax.servlet http. These 3 packages are required for execution of your servlet. Now create one public class with name delete demo, which extends HTTP servlet class, right? Here we have taken doGet method. Even you can replace this method with process request. As usual, it has 2 parameters. No need to explain it, right? Set the content type and create one object of printWriter class. Now in the coding portion, we will do the connection one more time. Using forName method, we will register the driver sun.jdbc driver and create one object of type connection to deal with our database, right? We can deal with the database through this object, and here we want to access the value of text box which is defined in, which is placed in our not in index.html. see here in the delete.html, right? Delete.html. Whatever you enter in this text box will be provided to the delete demo. Okay. Yes, now our query is changed. Instead of selecting a record from a table, we'll replace that query with delete query. Here we will query delete from tbl1 where name equals to this, right? We can even change the number also. We can provide the number for deleting a record. Out.println nm and prepare statement pst connection.prepare statement. Set the string 1 comma nm. What is this? On the first index we are passing the value of nm text box. Okay, let us do some little bit change in our delete.html. Name, okay, keep the name as it is. You can change the name of text box also, txtnm. Now pst.execute update, we want to delete a record from the table. So for deleting the record we need a method execute update. Okay, then this will display the number of rows deleted. Now for viewing the records of table, we will execute one more query, that is select star from tbl1, and execute this query with the help of object of statement class st.execute query. This will return a result in rs. Rs is an object of result set class. Here we have already declared in the beginning. Now iterate through the while loop to print all the records one by one. Here we will use the next method for the iteration, right? The next method is defined in result set interface. Initially this will point the -1 record. When we use the next method, pointer will move on the first record, and if the record exists, this method will return the record. Okay, this will return a true, and the while loop will be executed. At the first position the number is stored, so we will get the number of employee, and in the second column the name of employees, stored, right? That we can get with the help of index number 2. We'll continue with the second iteration. Again rs.next method will return true if the record exists at the second position, right? And again the while loop will be executed. Now at the end of while, the next method will return false, and we will come out from the while loop. Execution will stop over here. Fine, let us check our code by executing this program. For that, right click on program and click on run button. Here we will add one more record with 102. We will enter a record, right? Add. This will show you that all the records are inserted. Go back, click on delete, enter the name of employee that you want to delete, and delete record. Here you can observe the result. We have entered the record with number 102, and that record is deleted. The message is shown at the beginning. You can show this result in a proper manner. Here we have just selected all the records from the table and placed on the browser in very simple way, right? You can even create one table for displaying all the records. For that, what you have to do is you have to enclose all the tr and td in your method out.println, right? And properly you can place the record in your browser. But this is for practical purpose. We have not formatted all the output. Now next thing is exercise for you. You have to do the connection with MySQL in the same way that we have done in our unit number 1, right? For that, again you have to follow the same 3 steps. Number 1 is to create a database in MySQL. Second step is to create a DSN for MySQL, and in the third step you have to do the coding for the connectivity with MySQL, right? So these are the steps you have to follow. I repeat, These practicals are very important for your practical exams, as the examiners always ask for the connectivity with any type of database, either with Access, Oracle or MySQL. uh, you have to use the Servlet and JDBC both together. That's it. These are the practicals of our second unit. Here our second unit is over. From the next session we will start our new chapter, that is JSP programming, so be ready for that. Till then, thank you.